really come here to just be able to focus on the workout. Alright, so you're getting your spirit right, going to the gym, because that time I'm spending at work, I don't want to go to the gym after, and I want to be able to like focus on it.
I like it.
Right. I'm glad you like it, Cole. I like cartoons too.
Yeah, that's final product right here now. Now I know probably need some more protein, but pardon how low I am right now. We're trying to figure out this chair situation for this countertop, but we're gonna work with what we got. Cause the other ones, I might as well just stand up. That's how tall they are. And honestly, this is perfect for me, right in this area to where I can, perfectly plate to mouth. Personal preference, I like it, but it is what it is. I'm about to tear this up real quick. I don't want to be smacking in the camera for my lady's sake, so I'll catch y'all in a minute. All right, y'all, as y'all can see, food is definitely torn up, or was torn up. I've been kind of stemming off the video for last week. I'm definitely at the phase, or I'm definitely to the point where it's starting to set in. You know what I'm saying? When you start something, you tend to start fast and everything is good. And then when it really starts to set in, take a relationship, for example. When you get in a new relationship, everything's good. Everybody calls it the honeymoon phase. That's kind of where I was at with my kind of just this switch, just kind of this like growth that I had recently. And then once you get past the honeymoon phase, the reality of it starts to set in. Not that it's a bad thing, but like you start to really just, you know what I'm saying? Like you in it for real. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? So that's kind of where I'm at. And I think I've gotten to this point before, and usually this point is where I fold and I call it quits. Usually when I get to this point, things start kind of going off the rails. I start maybe not being as consistent. And then I just think that for some reason I need to scrap it. I need to maybe restart or rethink everything. But what's different about this time around is I recognize that that was my fault this whole time. I was getting past the easy part, and then, once you start doing it day in and day out, take football, for example. Fall camp, the first week of fall camp, cool. But then you get into the second, third week of fall camp, it starts setting in, and you start questioning, like, man, what am I doing? And honestly, that's where I'm at. There's been times where I've been slipping up recently, For instance, last night, I did not stick to my schedule. I stayed up way too late. I had a justified reason because I was trying to work on like my financial management system. Like I was really trying to knock that out so that I can have it for when I get paid this week. So it's already ready to go because my evenings are pretty booked up until tomorrow. Um, but I did that and I stayed up to like maybe 1:30 and I ended up falling asleep. Um, the bad thing was I didn't set an alarm and I ended up waking up late for work. Now, I easily could have, by chance hit the alarm, turned it on before I went to sleep. That could have happened, in a perfect world, and everything would have been cool. It wouldn't have been that big of a problem. But because I didn't, I woke up late for work. I didn't get my workout in the morning, and it all just trickled down. I had to get my workout in this evening, so that I didn't have as much time to get everything done that I needed to get done this weekend. So then that led me having to change up a bunch of stuff. What that goes to show is what I did last night was I left it up to chance. I could have, chances are I could have turned the alarm on and I could have still woke up at 4:30 or so in the morning, and that's what I need to wake up. I could have woke up at 4:30 and I still could have grinded out and went and got that workout in and been on track for the rest of the day. Could have happened. But as we see, that's not what happened. And so basically that's a great example of leaving it up to chance. That's a great example of who I used to be and who I'm really working to not be anymore. It's someone who just leaves things up to chance. Because that's not the first time that's happened to me. They used to happen to me regularly. And I just got tired of that. And I'm like, yo. So the old me started to rear its head, but I had to, recognize that and then take action. So when I start to talk about intentionality, when I start to talk about living on purpose, which is the motto of the brand, that doesn't mean every day is going to be perfect. That doesn't mean everything is going to be perfect because in all honesty, you're not going to be, There's going to be times where, for instance, you do what I do. You slipped up, But the thing about it is what's going to separate you is having that intentionality on purpose, purposely reflecting, purposely saying, okay, look, this is where I messed up. Okay, what happened? What could I have done different? And then just, apply that, implement it, I never did that. I would slip up and then it would just cause me to spiral and I just would never recover. That's the difference, y'all. That's the difference. So I just wanted to come on here and give y'all that little nugget of wisdom. If you're really trying to work on being more intentional with your day-to-day, being more, actively living on purpose, you can't expect everything to be perfect. Because if you expect everything to be perfect, the moment that it's not, you're going to get discouraged. And then you're going to be like I used to be, and you're going to call it quits, But you cannot expect perfection. You can strive for it, of course, and that's what we want to do. We want to strive to be perfect. We want to strive to be great. But if you mess up one time, don't just throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know what I'm saying? Just take that L and move on. Just keep on moving. So that's what I took from it, and that's what I'm doing. I'm recognizing, look, I saw the result, and I saw the expense that it caused me by making that decision. So now I know I can't make the decision anymore. And so now I'm just actively trying to figure out, okay, what can I do to not put myself in the position to not even want to make that decision again, And I'm not saying it's never going to happen again. I'm not saying that I'm not going to oversleep again. I'm not saying that, everything else is perfect from now, and that was the only problem I had. Of course, there's things that I'm working out, There's things that I'm still working on. There's things that I'm still adjusting. There's things that I'm still tweaking about my routine, my schedule, my day-to-day, my, things like that. So it's but the difference is I'm being intentional about it, I'm not just leaving it up to chance, I finished outlining out my diet. So I'm not leaving it up to chance whenever, I come across a pack of cookies. I'm like, I haven't had any cookies in a while. I've been eating pretty good. Maybe I can eat this, and I eat the whole pack, But now in my guidelines, I only let myself have cookies, or not just cookies. You can see what my favorite dessert is. I don't let myself have sweets during the week. It's only on the weekend. Now I do have like some like exceptions, because the thing about it is I'm not trying to be like super like strict, because I still want to enjoy this life, and I feel like that's okay, you know. But I used to like go crazy on sweets. Like I'll eat a pack of cookies. I do it maybe like 2-3 times a week. Big bag, I know, but that's why I had to change. But at the same time too, like if I go out to dinner, you know, if I go on a date with my lady on a Friday night and we want to have like a dessert after we eat dinner, like I'm not gonna be like, oh no, I can't eat dessert. You know, it's not like I'm training for a bodybuilding show. Now, if I was, it's different, you know. I don't want to go on vacation with my people. You know, I don't want to go on my honeymoon and my lady, you know, wants to go get, I don't know, go get some ice cream and walk on the beach. I'm not gonna be like, nah. Like, come on now. You know, there has to be a balance. So that's what I'm just trying to really work on and actively like implement, is that balance, you know. That balance is gonna really allow me to make the progress that I want to make, you know, and reach the goals that I want to reach. So that was just an example. I'm doing that in a lot of areas in my life right now. But yeah, currently just like an update for the brand. So this weekend, my goal is to launch the website. That's actually what I'm about to do when I get done recording this. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish the outline for the website, and then I'm spend tomorrow and then Saturday really getting it published and getting it adjusted. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Obviously it's not the finished product, because you know we're still in the works of getting everything going. But like I said, like I'm really trying to push this thing. I'm making it exist, and then we can adjust and we can make it perfect later. So that's what I'm doing. When you see this, is I'm making it exist. You know, brand already exists, but you get what I'm saying. So that's the goal for the brand this week. And so yeah, I'm really working on trying to make my videos more engaging, more, you know, interesting for you guys. As you see, hopefully y'all enjoyed that hook, and hopefully y'all enjoyed the way, you know, I filmed the lift, because I really was trying to make that better. You know, I'm really just actively trying to find ways that I can grow with my content, grow with my like, just everything revolving the brand, my socials, my personal brand, all these things. So I'm growing a lot, I'm learning a lot. So we're just in the phase of growing. And honestly, I think that I'm always gonna be, and that's where I always want to be growing. You know, if you're not growing, you're dying. Or yeah, I mean, if you ain't growing, you falling behind. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep the steady incline of growing, even if it's 1% every day. So, and that's one thing I'm trying to stop doing is talking y'all ears off, because I'm not trying to have a 40-minute video of me sitting here just talking anymore. You know, that's gonna be reserved for when we get this podcast going. So that is still something that's gonna be put into effect. Maybe not too soon from now. But I'm just trying to think of the best time to do it, because I don't want to spread myself thin trying to do 4 different platforms at the same time. I can't really focus and really put ample effort into like IG and YouTube and stuff like that. And so, yeah. But other than that, I don't know if I'm going to pick the camera up again this week. I probably will. I don't know what it's going to be about, but yeah. So y'all have a blessed one. Y'all have a great evening. If you're watching it right now, if you're watching this during the evening, have a great evening. And when you go to sleep, have a great night's sleep. But if you're watching this in the morning, good morning. Get after the day. But regardless of what you're doing, make sure you live on purpose. Peace. Yo, what's up everybody? So today, Saturday, it's currently 6:35. We're off to a good start today. You know, it's a good day so far. I got up for woke up at like 4:20. Got to the gym like 5:10-ish. So today is like my slight, like basically a recovery day, to be honest. Is what I kind of use it as. I found that I was low-key putting too much on my body during the week. So what I did was, the only change I really made was Wednesdays. Wednesdays are just straight cardio. I do a little bit of stretching. And then Saturdays pretty much the same, but Saturdays a little bit more of like, more intense cardio, I guess. So like for instance, on Wednesday, I just walked on the treadmill, did like the 3, 12, 30, and then I did some stretching. And then today I did 30 minutes on the rower, and then I did some stretching. So it's not like crazy different in forms of cardio, but I'm really trying to give my body the opportunity to kind of reset and stay healthy. Also because I do a lot of physical work. I feel like if I didn't do physical work, it wouldn't be as much of a deal to like maybe, train 5 days in a row and just rest on Saturday, and Sunday. But yeah, so that's my structures for right now. It's serving me well too. It feels good. This morning I got a good sweat in, and then I got some good stretching in. I honestly haven't been stretching as much as I need to, but that's something that I'm really trying to do better at incorporating. But yeah, so today's gonna be a pretty solid day. Today it's a pretty complex day. I got a lot going on. This morning I'm gonna spend some time just kind of doing some reflection, doing some adjusting if necessary, to like just myself, my schedule, routine, and then I have a little side job I do. I'm gonna go do that, put together some furniture for people, and then after that I have to go to my second job, because it's like an intro, I guess, day or something for me. So I'm gonna go do that, and then after that, me and my fiance, we're gonna go to the farmer's market. So I probably won't pick up the camera until we go to the farmer's market. Just kind of switch it up a little bit. I'm always talking about just like, the work aspect of it and the growth aspect of it, but I also want to make sure I prioritize the rest and the just like quality time, and I don't know what I would call it yet, but like just the leisure time with those you love. That's important too. Like just having time to spend with your family, your friends, those people close to you. Like I feel like nowadays a lot of people push that to the side because they're so worried about like themselves and worrying about like improving, and that's not a bad thing, but you also got to remember that there's people who love you, and there's people who want to spend time with you and want to see you, and that's all they want. There's a lot of people who want things from you, like money and what you can do for them, but there's also people who just want to just spend time with you just because of who you are and who you are to them. So just make sure y'all keep that in mind. That's something I'm honestly trying to do a better job of. I'm really being intentional about making time to spend like with my family and all that stuff. It might not be a lot, especially like right now, and they understand that. And there are seasons where, and like times in your life where time with your loved ones may be minimal, but it's still important to intentionally make those efforts, even if it's just like hopping on the phone and calling them, talking to them for maybe like 15, 20 minutes, or if it means just maybe just like sitting and watching a TV show with them, or sharing a meal with them, or something like that. Like it's those little things that just show that you're still making effort. And I think by doing that, it just it gives you more space to focus even more, because they know that when you're focused and when you're locked in and you're in that tunnel vision, that you're not going to forget about them. And that's really all deep down, that's really all they want, is to know that you still care, and that you still see them, and that you still value them as well. So y'all have a blessed one, and I will see y'all at the farmer's market. Peace. Yo. All right, guys. So we thought the farmers market was open. We was wrong. I don't know what time they closed, but we got there and everybody shut down. So we ended up coming to this like little food court spot. Pretty good, but we're trying to do better not eating out. But we was both starving, so we just went ahead and just got us. We got like some like rice bowls, but as you can see, we already tore them up. So looking so, yeah, we both nervous right now because I'm nervous because I don't be recording in open areas like this, and she probably nervous because I'm putting the camera in her face. Yeah. But it's okay. We're learning. But anyway, so unfortunately, no farmers market content today. Hopefully we can catch them another day. But for right now, it's a no-go. So yeah, we are about to go to the grocery store. But we still need food for the week. I was hoping to get some like organic food here, but we might hit up like Sprouts or Whole Foods or something. Still get good quality food.
Guys, it's me. It's your girl. Oh, I need to do it this way. Oh, it's upside down.
Look at her. She looking.
Come at your sausage.
As you can see, this was the sadness we walked up to. Everybody shut down and then went home. It's all right. We're gonna come back. And then I'll let y'all know what we get. Peace.